welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about pendulums. Now, if you don't know what a pendulum is, this is a great intro to it. I'm gonna share with you how I first learned how to use one, how I even learned that it even existed, and what I use it for in my life. And how it's just a really great tool to have, especially if you're an indecisive person like me. So pendulums, what is it? What is it used for? How do we work with it? Why do we want to use it? Why is it witchy? Why will it benefit you? Pendulum, simply defined, is actually a tool with a long string with something weighted at the bottom of it, right? So this is a string with something weighted. In this case, I use usually pendulums made with crystals. This is, I believe, is a green jasper. And the idea of a pendulum, right, when you think of a pendulum, something going back and forth, which is kind of funny if you think about it, because a pendulum is a tool to help you make decisions. At least that's what I use it for. I first learned about a pendulum through a friend who used it regularly in her life, and she kind of taught me the basics of how to use a pendulum, how to tune in when you use a pendulum, and what you can use it for. I will use a pendulum just to make a decision whether or not I should go home or go to Whole Foods. Go home or stop by that store real quick. Usually I just need to go home. The way I use the pendulum is I usually, like kind of the tarot cards, I tune in with myself. I take a deep breath and I do a prayer. High self and I are one. We work as a team. I give my subconscious full permission to answer any and all questions. My take on what a pendulum is to really filter out the ego bullshit, right? It's to filter out the stuff that maybe our protective selves want, not really what our true selves want, right? That's why that prayer is so interesting, because it says, I give my subconscious full permission to answer any and all questions. Usually you do that, I do that prayer. You're more than welcome to borrow it. I can write it down in the description box below what it is. It's been something I've used for years now, and it's just my prayer to ground myself whenever I use a pendulum. Because I want the answers that I don't know I want, you know? It's like, what do you want that you don't know that you actually want, right? The pendulum. There are different ways to hold the pendulum. I tend to hold the pendulum by kind of wrapping it once around my index finger, and I hold it. Actually, that was a lie. I wrap it around two of my fingers here, my index finger and my middle finger, and I kind of try to find like a good balance with it. Right? Some people like to hold it long. I don't like it because you should have a sense of kind of control when you're holding it. You don't want it to kind of be dangling anywhere. You want it to have some kind of control and stillness and feeling that connection from your fingers to whatever it is that you are using that's weighing the string down, right? And I really wish I had my pendulum expert here with me, my really dear friend and fellow witch bitch, witch mama, light, gorgeous human being, Lydia Adams. I will link her in this so you can connect with her about it too, because she is the master of pendulums. She will make that pendulum fly. It just responds to her in this beautiful way that I've never seen anyone quite use a pendulum. I wrap it around two fingers. Do what's comfortable for you. I think my approach to anything that I share with you guys on this channel is gonna be, I have my own way. If it works for you, wonderful. Please use it, steal it, whatever, borrow it, I don't care. Do it until you find something that works for you. But I really want you guys all to just know that you do what feels right to you. If it feels right to you to hold it like this, hold it like this. If it feels right to hold like this, hold it like this. Most likely, most of you will find some kind of middle between that feels good, right? Because you want to feel kind of that connection, like I said, from the fingers to the weighted object. If you're new to pendulum, you need to figure out what each direction means, right? The pendulum will move, like right now it's counterclockwise. Counterclockwise is moving for me, right? The way I'm viewing it is counterclockwise. Counterclockwise for me means yes, right? And clockwise for me means no. The way you find out what is yes and no for you, you literally ask your pendulum. Isn't that crazy? You ask it. Again, high self and I are one. We work as a team. I give my subconscious full permission to answer any and all questions. I do that prayer because I want to align with my highest self. We all have a high self, a mid self, and a lower self. The lower self is usually very driven by, impulsivity and immediate satisfaction and just things that may like satisfy you in the moment, but it's not a sustainable satisfaction. And so that's why we really want to ask our high self when we ask questions, right? Like, what does our highest self want for us? And usually, it's usually the opposite of what our lower self wants. Should I buy that $143 Ray-Ban sunglasses? Low self, hell yeah, that's gonna make you feel really, really good. High self is like, it'll make you feel good for a week and then you'll find something else to want to make you feel better. I know that nothing out of here is gonna fix what's within here, but we have these amazing things out here, like these tools that can help us, get in tune with what's going on in here. So, high self and I want to work as a team. I give my subconscious full permission to answer any and all questions, right? So for me, I align myself with that prayer, tune in, and when I know when I'm aligned, actually, when my pendulum is going at an angle towards my left here. It's literally swinging right here. Ooh, it's a lot of energy there. I feel it. Ooh, so fun. Now that you're aligned, you're in tune with your tool. Then like I said, you can say pendulum. You can give your pendulum a name. I just usually say pendulum. Pendulum, what is the direction of my yes? And I just go yes, 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 yes. And it starts to spin counterclockwise for me. Now pendulum, can you please show me the direction of my nose? No, 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 no. Thank you. Right? So it's clockwise for me. And then can you please show me the direction of my neutrals? Which is kind of like it's an indifferent, like the pendulum is kind of indifferent. It says it doesn't really matter what you decide. It's like still for me. Sometimes for neutrals, people have like it'll swing like this intentionally, or it'll swing like this. Like everything, you want to kind of play around with it, My yeses and nos have been those directions for as long as I've been using a pendulum, which has been maybe about 5 years now. I'll also link in the description box like other methods and tools you can use to help you create a relationship with your pendulum. Like when you go out and buy a pendulum, you can buy it, online. If you go to probably Amazon, I can link some there too. But I like to go to the stores and actually visit them. If you're in Los Angeles, you can go to House of Intuition, which is one of my favorite places to go to that sells pendulums. If you're up in the Bay Area like me right now, I'm forgetting the name of the store that I go to in Oakland, but I'll link it in the box because you can really find it at any crystal store, or you can make your own, and maybe I can link to you how to make your own in the description box below. I've never made my own, and I go to the store because I like to go visit them, and there'll be like a row of them, and only one will stick out to me because of the way it looks, right? I like green. Green's my favorite color, but also I'll test it out, just like feel it. And the moment I got this one, I kid you, I was like, oh, there you are. You are mine. You belong to me. Well, let's play. Okay. So high self and I want to work as a team. I give my subconscious full permission to answer any and all questions. Is this my high self? And that's what I forgot to share with you. You always want to ask yourself, is this my high self? Right? And then my high self, like, yes, because it's pointing in that direction that I always know is my high self. And again, to figure out what direction is like your high self. And that's kind of something I added. Some people just know they're in tune with it and their ego's outside of it once they start. For me, I gotta ask, like, is this my high self or is this my low self? So when it's my high self, it's like that, right? Are people gonna like this YouTube video? This is yes. I hope you guys do. Another thing I like to do is you can give the pendulum options, right? So you can say, pendulum, should I do my next video on my favorite spiritual books, or should I do the basics of crystals and how to work with them. Pendulum, should I do my next video on all my favorite spiritual books or the basics of crystals and how to use them? So you give your pendulum a direction, and it says this right now. So my next video is going to be on all my favorite spiritual books. Now, pendulum, people are like, you're moving your hands, you're moving your arms, and it's gonna be hard in the video to show you guys like I am being as still as I possibly freaking can. Before, when I've demonstrated pendulums to friends or people who are just interested, I will literally have my elbow on a table and I will just like have my hand still. Someone can like hold my wrist just to show I'm not like swinging it around, you know? And it's kind of one of those things with everything, all the tools that I share with you. The more you believe in it and the more you are open to receiving it as a tool, the more it'll work for you. That's funny though, because I've seen the pendulum work for people who are even the biggest skeptics. So again, go and have fun with this. This tool is something that you can use on a daily basis. I like to keep a pendulum around in my pocket or my purse, because I'll be in the car and I'll be like, oh, do I need to go home? Should I go grocery shopping, finish that application, or should I go to sleep and take a nap? Like kind of what I said in the tarot card video, it's like usually these things are just a confirmation of what we already know. Like I know I should work on my applications instead of taking a nap, but sometimes I just need a little crystal ball to tell me like, yes, that's what you need to do. If you're someone who can make decisions without that, wonderful, you are blessed. What else can I say about the pendulum? Is the pendulum always right? I don't know. All I know, I can say, is my name Priscilla or is my name China? And it'll most likely say it's Priscilla. So there is some sense of accuracy, right? So watch, myself and I want to work as a team. I give my subconscious full permission to answer any more questions. Hi self, is my name Priscilla? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna reset. Hi self, is my name China? Is my name China? No. I don't know why I chose the name China. That's really weird. Play around with it, have fun. Again, this is a fun tool to have that can help you make a lot of decisions. At the end of the day, you're gonna make a decision, you know, and whether it's the right one or not, for me, my approach to when it comes to decision making is like, you make a decision, you stand by it, you own it, and you experience it fully. I know that might be intense for some of y'all, but that's kind of what it is, like, and how I go about my life in a lot of ways. It's like we all have choices. That's the gift, right? You make a choice, you stand by it, and the pendulum can help you with that choice. And it can be as silly as something as like, should I have the chocolate ice cream or the vanilla ice cream? Because you really can't freaking choose. I want to leave my job. Is this a good idea? I'm really worried about my family and I don't know what to do. Should I do this or that? Over time, you develop a relationship to your pendulum, with your pendulum, and it becomes like a handy tool. The way I understand pendulum is kind of like this buffer between all the stuff and all the flurry and anxiety and the chatter that's going on in the brain, and it kind of just filters it and washes it out for you to just connect to like your true self, your high self, and what that is for you and what choice will your high self make. I've been in a lot of situations where I've used the pendulum where I already know the answer. I was in an abusive marriage and I knew I had to leave that marriage. And for those of you who've been in situations of abusive dynamics, you know how hard it is to leave for one reason or another. And actually made a whole kind of video as to shed light on that experience. It's on my channel. It's called #NoMore if you want to watch it. And you know, I remember asking my pendulum a lot, like, do I love this person? Am I a bad person? Am I, you know? And I think sometimes the more you are out of whack with yourself, the more confirmation and validation you need from other things, and that's okay. And these tools, I think, are unbiased because they're not people, and it just helps you to get in tune with what you want. And for me, I think something I've been working on myself in the past year at least is like, who am I? What do I want? What am I willing to stand for? What am I willing to tolerate or not tolerate? What am I willing to accept? What is my character? What will I allow people to do or say to me? What will I not? And it's all an exploration of figuring out who you are. And that's why I love tools like the pendulum, because it helps you filter out a lot of stuff that really isn't you, right? It might be something that someone told you was you, you know, and we're also impressionable, and we're also susceptible to other people's opinions that, you know, we have to work on ourselves to figure out, like, what do I want? What do I really want? I want to learn about how you guys are using it in your lives. If you're a seasoned pendulum user, or if this is completely new to you, please ask any questions below. I'm happy to learn more things I may have not known about it. It's really great, and I'll link a bunch of stuff that have been helpful for me in my description box. Thank you again for watching my channel. I really appreciate that we are building a community of people who are interested in this kind of work of self-growth and self-nurturing, and it's really awesome to be able to make these videos and share it with you guys. Something I want to start doing is also sharing with you my intention for you for the week. And this week I intend for you clarity. In line with the theme of pendulum, which is a tool to offer you clarity and decisiveness, I offer you clarity. I offer you the ability to be able to see past the fog that may be in your line of sight. And I offer you to be able to take a moment to ask yourself what you really want, your highest self, what you really want, and know that you deserve that clarity and you deserve the space to move forward in whatever it is that you're working through. So thank you again for tuning in. These are so fun to make, and I'll see you next week. Bye.